Hey Puppy Trades! In this video, we're going to do a video analysis update of Nvidia, AMD, Snow Lake Resources, the 3 to 7 year Treasury bond ETF IEI, and QSI, as well as Uranium and Black Sky Technologies. So we'll get right into it. We see that Nvidia has formed a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave 1 and an ABC wave 2. And I pointed that out before this big wave 3 rally, before a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. I believe that these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves form a leading diagonal with these rising contracting trend lines, and that these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves are a large wave 1. What then happens is an A, B, C correction ends, and then from this low, a wave 1 and a wave 2 forms. So what bulls do is they take these Fibonacci extensions and they see a target for wave 3 develops. So I'll get this 3 over here. And we can see the 100 to 127.2% extension is going to give the wave 3 target zone. That's 155 to about 163 before a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. If we look at this large degree, the length of all of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low says ultimately Nvidia can go all the way up to 187 for this big black wave 3. And that's all valid above 126.86 to 129.51. That from this low, a wave 1 and wave 2 is formed, so wave 3 of wave 3 is expected to be in progress for Nvidia. I wanted to touch on AMD. I talked about it in my last video, but could potentially move with Nvidia in the semiconductor sector. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, big wave 1, and an ABC wave 2, and then from this low, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, another wave 1, ABC wave 2, and then yes, from this low, a wave 1 and a wave 2 potentially ending at the 78.6% retracement. I talked about how there wasn't really a good invalidation besides this low of 114.41, but that if that held, the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low would give a wave 3 minimum target of 240 before a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. If wave 4 retests the wave 1 high and wave 5 is the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low, it is possible that Advanced Micro Devices in this correction turns around and heads into, yes, the 300s in the very long term. So that's AMD. I wanted to get it in there with Nvidia. Snow Lake Resources, big banger of this video. It came from last week, so once again, the annualized returns are phenomenal. From this low 1, 2, and then from this low another wave 1 and a wave 2, and boom, wave 3 of wave 3 has begun. So Fubo, QSI, BitDeer Technologies, QBTS, XLM, XRP, Dogecoin. It's a pretty big gauntlet of stocks that I've destroyed really just in the past week, and that's not including the usual work I do on Tesla and Bitcoin, drawing those perfectly. So wave 1 and a wave 2 looks like it ended. Looks like I am correct that wave 3 is in progress up to 2.23 before a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. If wave 4 retests the wave 1 high and wave 5 is the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low, ultimately Snow Lake Resources can go up to 3.47. So that's Snow Lake LITM. Let's look at IEI right here. We're going to look at the daily chart. We see this is the 10 3 to 7 year Treasury bond ETF. So less risk than most bonds, depending on someone's assessment of the U.S. government's full faith and credibility to pay back its debt, which I personally view as something that isn't necessarily a non-issue But in my opinion, if the U.S. government defaults on its debt, that effectively will end the U.S. dollar. So, as far as finance goes, the U.S. government not paying back its debt is essentially doomsday preparations, and those aren't really preparations that I'm going to make. Really, the only way to prepare for that is by holding gold, silver, and whichever cryptocurrency happens to be the next one world currency. From this low, this is 1, 2, wave 3, making the highest high in the RSI, a shallow wave 4, and a wave 5 that ends with momentum divergence on the RSI. And then from this high, that's a large wave 1 that forms. This is an A, B, C correction. Wave 2, ending at the 78.6% retracement. The length of wave 1 placed at the wave 2 low can take IEI up to 121 for wave 3 before a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. If wave 4 retests the wave 1 high in wave 5 is the length of wave 1 placed at the wave 4 low, IEI can head up to 127. So this is going to have a big implication on numerous sectors. Commodities and fixed income and financials are going to be the most obvious, and that's all very valid above 113.06. Let's talk about QSI. I really destroyed it, but it's up 7% today. Wave 1, wave 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 1, wave 2. I perfectly predicted wave 3 of wave 3, shallow wave 4, and a wave 5 higher. I believe these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves either form a large wave 1 or, more conservatively, they form a large wave 3 before a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. So at minimum, wave 5 breaks the wave 3 high. That would be 5.77. So I'm looking for that to happen. I'm looking for 5.77 to go. And right now, the most useful downside level is 1.85. So above 1.85, I'm looking for QSI to break 5.77. It is in the let the winner run category. I did very well on that. I made a 220% return on QSI leap calls. Let's talk about uranium real quick. It's up nicely with some small cap sectors. And this is interesting to me for a few reasons with the Trump transition. This is the wave 1 and an ABC wave 2, and then a big wave 3 that makes the highest high in the RSI, a shallow wave 4, and a wave 5 that ends with momentum divergence on the RSI. Then there's an ABC correction at the 61.8% retracement. I used the implied volatility rank of URA to perfectly predict this bottom right here on August 5th to the date very well. And then we make this new high for wave 1. This is an ABC wave 2, which is why I've measured the 100 to 161.8% extension of the length of wave A placed at the wave B high, being where wave C ends. So I'm looking for URA to begin wave 3 of wave 3, taking it up to 37 before a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher. Right now, the original stop was 21.04, so that will still probably hold. I just wanted to update that. And then Black Sky Technologies. It's a new stock on this page, but I believe it forms a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves impulse. There's a few ways to subdivide this, but I think the cleanest is that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves. Wave 3 makes the highest high in the RSI. Shallow wave 4, wave 5 that ends with momentum divergence. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wave 1. Wave 2 ends at the 38.2% retracement. So that's the only strange thing about this count. It's a short wave 2. There's nothing wrong with short wave 2 corrections. They do exist, but I tend to focus on corrections that end at the 61.8 to 78.6% retracement. This stock was on the same screen as QSI, as Fubo, as Recor Systems, and as well as LITM from earlier this video and last week. So it's got that going for it. I believe that 9.33 will hold, and Black Sky Technologies will go the length of wave 1, place at the wave 2 low, on a wave 3 all the way up to 18 before a shallow wave 4 and a wave 5 higher.